You have no clue what he's going to do. So, yes or no, is Dak a top 100 player? I think he is. The NFL players think he is not. And there's a lot riding on this next year. It's the last year of his contract. It does not seem like, with all of this Zeke news, the whole Dak extension is being overshadowed. But this is the last year of his contract. So I think there's a lot riding on this season. It doesn't seem like the Cowboys are going to be signing him before the season starts. So that means you're going to wait to the end of the season. What if the Cowboys go to the Super Bowl? What if they go to the conference championship game? Is the price going to go up? You pay him what he's asking for? So there's a lot. There's a lot to think about here. But we're going to take a break. When we get back, we got NBA I want to talk about. We got Major League Baseball. And we have boxing that I also want to talk about. So you're tuned into the BS3 Sports Show right here on X Squad Radio. We will be right back.
We all hate when we have unexpected car problems. Well, I am here to tell you about a viable solution. Bay 11 Auto and my man Melvin. You have emission problems? Brakes need changing? Transmission slipping? Is your car just driving sluggish? No problem is too big. I live on the other side of town and I drive over an hour to a guy that I trust. Melvin is honest, dependable, and definitely not in the business to break your pockets. Come see the official mechanic Melvin at Bay 11 Auto. You will be glad you did. You can reach him at 1455 General Arts Road, Conyers, Georgia, or 404-295-5715. That's 404-295-5715.
Fantasy football is fast approaching, and what better way to gain the edge than by checking out the Fantasy Bros podcast. It's a brand new podcast meant to help you dominate your fantasy football league. So check them out at anchor.fm/the Fantasy Bros. Also follow them on Twitter at Fantasy Bros Pods. Fantasy Bros Podcast. Welcome back to the BS3 Sports Show right here on X Squad. Thank you everybody for tuning in. We're featuring beats today by a producer named Devil's Belt, and that was from a beat album that he recently put out. Mochi says, in response to the Dak question, is a top 100 player. Dak is the third or fourth best player on the Cowboys alone. I'm going to say no, but he's top 150. You do have a good point there. You know, you have that offensive line. You do have Zeke. I would still put him in the top 100. I would squeak someone out to put him in the top 100. Yes, top 100 says Raider Kev. Borderline top tier quarterback. Wentz was the lowest QB in the top 100. No room for Dak. But I do think he's better than Captain Kirk. About that action, boss. Yeah. That's a dope beat. He's definitely better than Captain Kirk. Kurt, whatever you want to call him. He's definitely better than Kirk Cousins. But this year has a lot. This year has a lot riding on it. And I think when it comes down to what we've seen from Dak in the past few seasons, this is going to have to be that year where we say, wow. We're going to have to be wowed, I think. And Dak's my guy. Dak is my guy. You think of off the field, you think of on the field, you think of making the smart plays, making the smart moves, But this year, I think that there's definitely a lot on it. And if you look at the Cowboys and how they're looking at this, that's something that you definitely, truly have to consider. Fish says about to change his name to Kurt Sisters. So NBA. A story coming out that says NBA stars run the league. Obviously. But there's a couple of comments from coaches that I wanted to talk about. Alvin Gentry says you have no recourse. Steve Kerr says they kind of run the league. Rick Carlisle says job is to empower them. And McMillan talks about stars calling the shots, which all of these statements are true. And if you're a coach in the NBA, you have to be on these players' good side. You can't, I don't think you can ruffle too many feathers or you can be out of the door. You can be gone. You can be out on the street. And I think that is what we're seeing right now in the NBA. And they do run it. They 100% run the NBA. A lot of these deals that have happened were being worked on in the background. The Kawhi deal was being worked on in the background. We didn't even know he was meeting with Paul George. The Anthony Davis trade was done before it was even done. You would have had to be Stevie Wonder to not see that the Anthony Davis trade was going to go down sooner or later. It was going to happen. It was just a matter of time. It was just sooner rather than later that deal was going to go down. And they do truly run it. Is that right? Do you guys think that's fair? I don't know if it's really out right or wrong, but I do know that the players have a say-so in what they're going to get and how much they're going to get. So I think when it comes to the NBA, though, they have it figured out. The players have it figured out. They have a good relationship with the commissioner. They are able to promote things that they want to promote. Their opinions are valued. Their opinions are heard. And I think that is truly important in sports league, but especially professional sports. When you have different personalities, people, different perspectives. And that is one thing that I truly love about the NBA. Let me be clear. He is a second tier at the moment. First interception drops him to tier 3, says Raider Kev. But NBA players have it figured out. NBA as a whole has it figured out. It's not to question him being top tier 2 QB. Just doing the math for players on each team, I don't see him in the top 100 right now, says Mo Cheese. And I respect that. Lakers fan, ex-Laker Lance blowing your ear Stevenson has signed a 1-year deal, $4 million with a team in the Chinese Basketball League. So you will no longer have Lance Stevenson on the sideline doing the air guitar. That is officially over. So Lakers fans, let me know if you shedded any tears as you've seen Lance Stevenson walking out of the building. And Lance will make him dance. You're definitely right about that. You're definitely right about that. And Lance, he definitely has, he still has time he can play in the league. But I would equal him to a J.R. Streaky, super streaky. You don't know what you're going to get night in, night out. But you do know he may drop 20 one night. And then he may drop 7 for the next 7 nights. You do not know what you're going to get. He is an irritating defender, but it's irritating where It's like that, just like flying around in your face. It's irritating, but it's not going to dramatically affect you. But it is going to make you laugh. I would definitely say that. His defense makes you laugh, sure. If nothing else. Said Galloway says, nah, I'm good, as far as Lance Stevenson. But the Chinese Basketball League pays guys well. And this is after their NBA careers are either over with or with a break. But the Chinese Basketball League pays these guys. Maybe Lance can dominate in China like Marbury. Maybe. And Marbury is almost like a king. Like sports royalty. Like royalty, period, in China. Lance may get a sneaker deal in China. He should. He definitely should get a sneaker deal. You got a kid he's actually from Texas, went to Little Elm High School. I think he got a Chinese sneaker deal. Can't remember his name right now. And Marbury does have a statue. Marbury shoes, Marbury clothing. He is it. Shout out to DJ King Royal in the building. Thank you for tuning in to the BS3 Sports Show Friday. Coming up next, like I said, on the network, we have Fish and Grits. Going to bring it to you. Also, click and follow DJ King Royal, WBRP. Follow all the Avies that are in here, all the people that are in the chat room. They're either doing the show or they're a quality person that you should follow. And if you're tuned into the show in the background, thank you for tuning in. If you're listening to the show after it's over with, thank you as well. Thank you for joining in. You can reach me on any avenues of social media at BS3 Sports or Outlook, the Outlook email, bs3sports@outlook.com. Also, shout out to my No Phony Podcast Network people and Rapture Ready Radio, which the show was heard on as well. Fish says, I just quit grits 5 minutes ago. I hope that's false. All right, so Major League Baseball. The Astros are not playing around. The Astros on paper should go to the World Series. Not only did they get Zach Greinke, who's one of the best pitchers in the game, but they already have Verlander, who people thought his career was over with, but he's seeming to revamp his career. Garrett Cole, who was an ace on his staff, I believe Pittsburgh. You have Wade Miley. This Houston Astros starting rotation is crazy, and I absolutely hate it. I'm a Rangers fan. I can't like anything regarding the Astros. I can't do it. Can't do it. Can't do it. Astros tampering, something ain't right about this. You could be right, or they're just willing to do whatever it takes to try to win. But they picked up Zach Greinke. They traded away some minor league pitchers, Corbin Martin, J.B. Bukauskas, Seth Beer, and Joshua Reyes. And Seth Beer is the only guy that's in the top 100 prospects. So they really got Zach Greinke for a whole bunch of possibilities, and that's it. That's a crazy deal. And obviously the Diamondbacks got to be going to the trash can mode. Also, they were able to acquire Aaron Sanchez, Joe Bagini, and outfield prospect Kyle Stevenson for outfielder Derek Fisher. So they're picking up guys left and right. Left and right. They are picking up guys. This team is going to be beyond crazy. I do not want to face them in the playoffs. And that's if the Rangers make it to the playoffs. But I would not want to face them. Go Astros, Raider Kev. You're 100% right. they just bolstered their pitching staff